What is going on, New York Giant fans? Welcome back to another Roster Bubble Series video. Please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops up, video drops. Appreciate you all coming back. Also share this out, the video series, and the channel. Inching our way to 1.4K subscribers. Also, if you haven't already, share out. And also, if you want to, watch the interview with Lance Meadow that I did on Thursday. Very good interview talking about training camp, going into training camp. And on Monday, we're going to have a very big show, too, for Boys in the Gap. But we're going to have Chris Tana on talking about training camp and what's to come, obviously, of training camp and all that other different stuff. And we're excited. We're excited. Giants football is slowly coming back. But let's get to the main point of the video. It's another Roster Bubble Series video. In these videos, I take a player that's on the cusp of being cut. I talk about their background, their competition, how they could win a roster spot, how they could lose a roster spot. And, of course, at the end is a prediction. So today we're going to do Daniel Jones's favorite wide receiver, David Sills. 27 years old, 6'3", 211. Was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Bills in 2019. Then, after he was cut by them, he seemed to stick on with the Giants and still has. I mean, he's probably one of the longest tenured Giants if we think about it. With that being said, 2019 was just on the practice squad mostly. 2020, he got injured in the preseason period. It's not necessarily preseason because there was no games. 2021, he was waived, signed to the practice squad, then promoted the active roster for a game or two. And then in 2022, he actually played a lot of games with the New York Giants, at least the most of his career. So let's go over the stats real quickly. So he had a total of 17 yards on 2 receptions for the Giants in 2021. That was, of course, in the Eagles game where the Giants got their ass beat. 4 games, 1 started, a catch percentage of 33.3. And then you take a look at 2022, not much of an improvement, but hey, listen, it's David Sills. You wouldn't expect much coming in, but 9 games, 5 starts, a total of 11 receptions for 106 yards, has yet to catch his first NFL touchdown, and 64.7 catch percentage. Now, in 2021, 37% of the offensive snaps in those 4 games, and 45% of the offensive snaps in the 9 games in 2022. So David Sills is facing some heavy competition, and it's going to be one of the more testier camps for David Sills because of 2 things. Number one, he doesn't have much of a skill set. I would say it's hands and that's it. Not a clear-cut separator. We saw that last year with the Giants. There was just opportunities when he could not get open, and obviously he's also a 50-50 ball guy, but the Giants and Daniel Jones, more like, they really don't throw that a lot. And there's just more guys coming in with special teams experience, different skill sets, separation speed. It's going to be tough for Sills to make the roster. And once again, the only thing really going for him is that Daniel Jones loves to throw to him and they're buddy-buddy. So competition-wise, who is he facing? Jaden Mickens, who was a Super Bowl winner with the Buccaneers and also made some punt returns for the Jaguars, started out as a Raider. Khalil Pimpleton, who signed on with the Giants late last year after being on Hard Knocks with the Lions during the preseason. Jamison Crowder, the former Bill, the former Jet, the former Redskin. He's got some special teams abilities. Punt returning is probably going to be, his specialty if he's still up for that because he is older. He's 30 years old, so we'll see if he's still up to that late in his career. Colin Johnson, who doesn't necessarily have a special teams skill set and experience, but he is a taller receiver, has a bit more speed, maybe a little bit more versatile than David Sills. But obviously, again, that's yet to be seen. Bryce Ford Wheaton, who's an undrafted free agent out of West Virginia. Jeff Smith, who is a former Jet, and he's mostly a special teams guy, more of a gunner. And Mekhi Polk, who is a second-year man, was an undrafted free agent with the Ravens last year. So how can he win? Expand game as a special teamer. I don't really see this being the reason he makes the roster. And I don't think that he's going to break in as a special teamer. Now, maybe as a tackler, that's fine, but he doesn't really have much experience in the return game. Even going back to his days at West Virginia, not much experience there. So I think in that department, it's going to be up to tackling and then leave, punt returning and kick returning the guys like Jaden Mickens, Khalil Pimpleton, Jalen Hyatt, Eric Gray, et cetera, et cetera. And the thing is, catch every pass. I mean, he's had one drop over the last 2 years each. Impactful drops, I mean, not really. But at the end of the day, with David Sills, you got to try to make the roster because, once again, the only thing holding you in is that you're Daniel Jones' buddy. Other than that, David Sills is just another wide receiver in the NFL who is a 4, 5, 6 guy. And the fact that he does not have a lot of special teams abilities, other than maybe tackling, is, it's not great. So how can he lose? Lack of special teams presence doesn't stand out in camp. And once again, it's a ton of competition. It's a ton of competition. Guys who can separate, guys who can do this, guys who can do that, guys who can play special teams, tackling, and punt returning. But I think he's got to stand out in camp. He has to be like the last 2 years or last 3 years David Sills, where he's just nonstop doing stuff. He's making catches on 50-50 balls. He's catching touchdowns left and right. So we'll see how he battles in training camp. But how can he win? Expand game as a special teamer. Catch every pass possible. Limit those drops. How can he lose? Lack of special teams presence. Doesn't stand out in camp. Overall, a surprising one. But I have my 53-man roster prediction in my head right now. I don't have David Sills making the roster. I think the thing with him is there's too much competition right now. I don't think him being buddy-buddy with Daniel Jones is going to save him. I think he makes the practice squad because of that connection, but there's just more talented wide receivers that can do a lot of different things. Jaden Mickens, Pimpleton, special teams. Crowder, special teams. Johnson, he's more versatile. Bryce Ford-Wheaton, we've yet to see what he's going to be like. Makai Polk, yet to see what he's going to be like. Jeff Smith is a gunner on special teams. So I don't think David Sills fits in. I think he fits in as a backup on the practice squad. Like, comment, subscribe to all the good stuff. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops for video drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Doing one of these every day till the middle of training camp. Peace out, guys. See you later, and stay cool.